The Kansas City Chiefs bring back a familiar face today as free agency continues to roll along. Today is Saturday, March 15th, 2025. Beware the Ides of March, everyone. And welcome to my channel. My name is Daniel Booth. I talk Chiefs every single day. I'm not an expert. I'm not an insider. Just love talking Chiefs with my buddies across the seas and across the country. So if you like talking Chiefs and like talking shop as much as I do, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And join in the conversation in the comment section below. So without further ado, the Chiefs news of the day. He's back, everyone. Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster coming back to the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's break this down, if we will. Pull this up here. Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs bringing back Juju Smith-Schuster. And there's a lot of positives that we can pull from this. Is this a splash free agency signing? No, it's a one-year contract. So let's not write home to mom just quite yet, but still very promising move when you break down a lot of the details of this transaction that came down today, just a couple hours ago. The Kansas City Chiefs are re-signing the leading receiver from their Super Bowl victory in Juju Smith-Schuster. That's the victory, not the ridiculous loss that we suffered a couple months ago. But Juju Smith-Schuster says here, left Kansas City once, but he's not leaving the Chiefs again. Per multiple reports, the Chiefs are re-signing the veteran wide receiver on a one-year contract, as I already said. Smith-Schuster, he played last year. He initially joined the Chiefs as an unrestricted free agent in 2022, helped the Chiefs win the Super Bowl that year. After that year, remember, he departed and he went to the New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots looked at him and said, thanks, but no thanks, and they let him go. In the preseason of all things. They didn't even let him get to the field, and then the Kansas City Chiefs then re-signed him last year once he was released by the New England Patriots in training camp. So Juju Smith comes back to the Chiefs last year on a one-year deal, and much like Kareem Hunt that we saw just a day ago, he was on a one-year deal. They're bringing back Juju Smith-Schuster for another one-year deal as well. Juju Smith-Schuster, it says here, his best game was Kansas City's Monday night victory over the Saints on October 7th. We'll talk about the Saints here in a second. When he posted 130 yards on 7 catches. However, that game he popped up on the injury list with a hamstring issue that hampered him much of the middle stretch of the season. Anything else that we really want to know? Yeah, the most memorable moment we all remember in Chiefs uniform came in Super Bowl 57. When he led the team with 7 receptions, 6 in the second half, and a 38-35 triumph over Philadelphia. He was originally signed by the Steelers in the second round, blah, 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 blah. He's got 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns on 111 receptions. So what do we bring out of this? A couple of things. One, Juju Smith-Schuster is not a NFL superstar. He's not a first-tier wide receiver. He's not a number one by any stretch of the imagination, and so we shouldn't get too excited about this, but it is a good thing that we're doing this. Now, a couple things to remember. One, Rashee Rice was gone all last year because of an injury, but we all are forgetting that a little while ago, about this time last year, the dude took a rental Ferrari or Lamborghini or something, a race car out onto the highway, was weaving in and out of traffic, heavy traffic, ran into people, hurt some people, put some people in the hospital, I believe, and then fled the scene. So not only is he facing an NFL suspension that is yet to come down, he's also facing a criminal trial. And the criminal trial, that has nothing to do with the NFL suspension. The NFL suspension is in lieu of everything. So he could actually, if the Dallas Police Department and the Dallas judicial system wants to make an example of this guy, remember that Rashee Rice went to SMU. He is from the Dallas area. So they could either give some hometown love, or they could say, hey, look, man, you don't come back to your hometown and pull this kind of stuff. So he could be going to jail. He could spend a couple months in jail. That's a very, very real possibility. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. And then the other thing that we have is Xavier Worthy also makes a huge mistake this offseason. So that's two wide receivers that we have drafted that played great their first rookie year, and then immediately after the Super Bowl go out and make boneheaded decisions. So that's a whole other conversation for another time. Let me know in the comment section below, what the heck is going on there at One Arrowhead Drive, because it seems like that their heads are on when they're in the building, but when they are not, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of accountability happening right now. I think that Travis Kelce looks straight up hungover at the Super Bowl. Again, we can talk about that at a future podcast. But here's the reality. We don't know when we're going to get Rashee Rice back. We don't know when. We just don't know about Rashee Rice, and we just don't know about Xavier Worthy. So signing Juju Smith-Schuster to a one-year deal adds a lot of insurance. And remember, this guy is not a baller, but he can ball. And he is a Kansas City Chief, and he knows the playbook, and he has the trust of one Mr. Patrick Mahomes II. So great news if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, knowing that you got Juju Smith-Schuster coming back, and you got a little bit of stability, because there's a lot of people that are leaving. There's a lot of new faces coming in, and sometimes you're just looking for some stability in the wake of the storm. Speaking of people leaving, I wanted to bring this up. We talked about Justin Reid leaving, and it kind of hurt really bad. When he left the other week, headed for Louisiana. And I said this in a podcast a couple days ago, and not to toot my own horn or pat my own back, but I just did. I'm just joking. So, yeah, my suspicions were correct. He is from Louisiana, and he went to and just like Tyrann Mathieu, who went to the Saints a few years ago, Justin Reid is from Louisiana, and then this is his quote. He said, listen to this. Every kid in Louisiana dreams about playing for the Saints. As you go through this journey, you don't know if it's going to happen or not, because you just go through the process, but I had an opportunity to make that dream come true, and I can't tell you how excited I am. I know that if I was a professional athlete, I did play high school football. If I was a professional athlete and I got drafted by, the Minnesota Vikings, some non-conference I didn't grow up watching, and then the Kansas City Chiefs come a call, and they said, hey, son, why don't you come home and play for the Kansas City Chiefs? That's a hard. That's hard to turn down. I know there's business and there's contracts and there's millions of dollars at stake. But anyway, that's suspicions were correct. Justin Reid to the New Orleans Saints. And so when in situations like this, you don't call him a Judas. You just say thanks for your service, man, and Godspeed. That'll do it for today. The Ides of March, March 15th, is as in the Scottish play. I don't believe in superstitions or anything like that, but the Scottish play, if you know what I'm talking about. Beware the Ides of March. No, it was Julius Caesar, wasn't it? Yeah, it wasn't the Scottish play. Yeah, it's Julius Caesar, a soothsayer, a fairy tale person says, beware the Ides of March. Well, how about this? I'm the soothsayer, and I'm saying this to the rest of the NFL. Beware the Ides of March, because that's when we re-sign Juju Smith-Schuster, who's going to catch the winning touchdown in the next Super Bowl. That'll do it. Have a safe and wonderful Saturday. As always, go Chiefs.